Hello, I am live. I tried to get on. I hope YouTube erases that other little blurb. I'm having technical issues here. I've been having issues with emails, not receiving emails. Let me put my phone on airplane mode. I'm here. I'm Sibyl Harmony. I'm here to answer questions, political and personal. Sorry. And we're going to do a healing if you stay to the end. Hi, somebody's here. Hi, Renee. Let me put my phone on airplane because some people don't like it when it makes a noise and it's not very professional. Hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning from New Mexico. All right. All right. Karen, hi. Justine, hi. Yeah, so we're going to do a healing. I'm going to answer questions and thank you for joining. And let's see, Gemini, phone on airplane. Gemini, put phone on airplane mode. Okay, it's not going to do it. My technology is, hi everybody. Yay. Good to see you. Good morning. I already see questions about Snap. Okay. Yeah, we're going to answer questions and then we're going to do a healing. And the healing we're going to do today is to release the stress and the stranglehold that, it's all the pressure that this regime wants to break us. They want to break your joy, your well-being. We can't let that affect our health and our emotions, our energy, our frequency. That's all the same. It even affects our money, but and those around us. Okay, so we need to do what we can in the physical world, which is voting. I voted yesterday. Door knocking, helping local people get elected, helping. Well, now we're not. If you're in a state where there's an election. Posting on social media, speaking out, donating money to food banks. If you can, $20 goes a long way to buy a pallet of food. When I see hungry people in my car, and especially families and kids, which I have recently, I just hand them food because sometimes they don't know where the food bank is, or they don't speak the English, or I don't know if they have a car or what's going on with them. But like Susan Lynn was saying on her show the other day, if you donate money to a food bank, they will buy a pallet of food, whereas your dollars just buy, not as much. So I think that's correct. But I always keep food in my car because it's a long story. I usually have some food. I live in earthquake country and fire country. And so probably from past lives where there's been catastrophes, I know to always be prepared. Not fearful, but prepared. So we need to do the physical things to get through this, but we also need to do the emotional and the spiritual and the energetic things, because everything starts with our emotions and our frequency and our spirit. Everything then starts there, from a thought, from a feeling, from a vibration, from an idea, and then it manifests physically. So we need to keep our spirits up, and that's what we're going to do today, is an emotional healing for ourselves. Because I know when you're empathic and sensitive, and I just believe that most of us are good people, and when you see what's going on, it's like it kind of twists the mind. It's exhausting, and we need to not get exhausted, whether that means taking a break or getting a healing, or focusing on our own lives, our creativity, our joy, our families. We need to do that. I voted. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the healing at the end. Okay. um I voted last week. Good. You're voting. Good job. Good morning from upstate New York. Hi, Kellyanne. Good morning from Washington State. Wow, you guys are from all over. Okay, so maybe we start answering questions. And I am going to take spiritual questions. If you'd like, you can book a reading with me for like buy a Christmas reading for yourself or reading for the coming year, or buy it for, a friend or family, a reading or healing. So you can do that. I'm booking in November. Unless somebody has a packet, I might have a few spots in November. I'll see if it's urgent. But that last week after Christmas, it's really nice to get a reading for the new year, to know how to set yourself up and all that. So I'm doing that. But I will answer some spiritual or personal questions here, especially if you can't afford, if you've lost your job, or you're really struggling and you just can't afford to book a reading, or if you just have a quick question. I don't like a lot of quick personal questions because you can ask. There's nothing wrong with asking. But if I feel like I can't really give you a good answer in less than 5 minutes on a YouTube video, because some of these things, like should I get divorced or should I move or should I retire, it requires, I'd be irresponsible if I just threw answers out. It requires time and attention, because this is your life we're talking about. And so I'm really careful about doing that. But if you have a question, go ahead. Don't be shy. Okay. Is J.D. Vance having an affair and planning to divorce his wife? Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can see the picture. We're not blind. Good morning from Albuquerque. Yeah. Okay. We're not blind. You see where, what's her name? Mr. Kirk's wife. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Has embracing him and puts her hand behind his head. You don't do that if you're just like doing a little, oh, my pendulum. Sorry to yell in the camera. You don't do that if you're just having a friendly hug with somebody. There's obviously some body chemistry going on here. But let's look. And somebody had a good question about SNAP. Either type it again, or let me answer this one first. Is J.D. Vance having an affair and planning to divorce his wife? Oh, yeah, I think Usha better be careful. I saw a picture of Usha and Vance in a like Hindu Indian wedding garb, where Vance even had one of those dots on the middle of his head. Oh, Erica Kirk, the master manipulator. Yeah, she feels like it. She feels, to me, kind of like a psychopath. She's one of those like really religious, controlling, really, I do, yeah, I don't. Some people feel like she was even in on the death. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far, but to jump, I mean, if you jump back in, I mean, you gotta know. I mean, every basic. I'm a pastoral counselor, among other things, among being a psychic medium, and yeah, that's a rebound. A rebound relationship. You're on the rebound, girl. I call her a girl because I don't think she's a woman. I don't feel like she's mature. I feel like she's very manipulative. Um, so she's, even if she was an okay person, she's in a lot of pain right now. And I would say, really not a good idea. Because that, everybody thinks, oh, my rebound relationship is going to work. No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, you could drag it out for a year or 10. But he cheated on you. He cheated on her. He's going to cheat on you. He's not, I feel like he's more interested in having a blonde haired Christian wife for fame and fortune to get his poll numbers up. Let's look at those two. Have they, psychically, what I see, has he crossed the bridge? You know what I mean? Gone to, made a home run? That's definitely in play. See, have you crossed the bridge? They're on the bridge. They are on the bridge. Because I used to do a lot of, I still do private readings, but I used, occasionally get a question like, is he cheating on me? If you have to ask that question, there's already a problem. Because we know, you know. Yeah, he's only cheating on days that have a Y in it. Just kidding. We have to have some fun here. Okay, so they're on the bridge. I feel like he wants to go. She's all, wait a minute, what am I going to get? I'm a Christian. What do I get? Oh, I don't want to see that. They're both hot and heavy. Is he having a little bit of a problem with Mr. Hardy there? No, sorry. It's is he having a little problem? No. Maybe a little bit. Okay. There's always Viagra. Sorry. Ew, this is so gross. Okay. I mean, okay. Well, look. Okay. Let's ask. Let's ask the cards. Show us. So there, when you say, is he cheating? There's. My guides are reminding me here. What is cheating? Going all the way, touching, sharing emotional bonds, not being there for your wife, going from work to over to the new woman, taking her to dinner, spending your money and your time and favoring somebody above your partner. That to me is cheating. Some people think, well, no, it's not cheating unless you went all the way, but I don't think I think they're working on it. And of course, he's doing the typical, come on, kind of encourage, let's cross the bridge. And she's like, I'm halfway there, but she has to, do her, I don't know, woman has to have some respect for herself or appear to be a Christian. Sometimes really religious people have the worst sex issues than people who are more natural and open with their sexuality. They're either gay, like Catholic Church, those guys. Okay. And you guys are psychic too. What are you seeing? What do you pick up? You might have seen more pictures than me. I can tell when I look at pictures of people what's going on. But let's look. Let's are they? Let's say, because I can already see that they are cheating emotionally, touching. There's probably making out going on. I feel like the kissing is more than what we saw in the pictures. I don't feel like all the clothes came off yet, or the late night visits are happening. Like I see them late at night. Secret Service is like, how long? Like, is it till the crack of dawn? Not. It's after the sun went down, that's for sure. The couch and the young boys. The pictures are more than 1,000 words. Yeah. I think not smart to divorce a lawyer wife. Oh, she's a lawyer. Yeah. Oh, wait, is Usha a lawyer? Yeah, Usha is, well, it wasn't working anyway. And he kind of said, he said, well, she's got her kids. Like, they're not even his kids. And he says stuff about brown skinned people or racist things. And I'm like, wait a minute, you have mixed race children, you know? Our marriage was over a long time ago, but she was hanging in there. Well, she's done now. So, well, let's look. Are they going to get, is Kirk, let's look at the future. Is Kirk and JD Vance going to be a thing? Or is this just a rebound affair? They're going to be a thing? Ooh, it's so slimy. A lot of chaos. She has a lot of snaky energy around her. He does too. Snakes are, in Native American, snakes are about healing and transformation. But these kind of snakes I'm looking at here aren't like that. These snakes are like chaos, confusion, just really nasty energy. Hi from Canada. Okay. All right. Let me move on. So I'm taking too much time on this. Like, who cares about what they do? Okay. Yeah, this is all about what they look like together, how they put out a message, and what they are offering each other politically. So with Usha, he was out in the cold. People didn't like him. His popularity's low. Here he feels like he could have some power. He could be a righteous Christian. And I'm not against all Christians. I'm sure they're very good, loving, and kind Christians. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, it looks like they are gonna do something. Looks like they're gonna hook up. I don't know for how long. That's kind of up to them. Usha needs a good lawyer. Okay. Hi, Sibyl from Canada. Personal questions are allowed. I'm wondering if I'll ever have a biological grandchild from my only child son, who is 36 and his wife is 38. It would help if I know their names, but I'm just going to pull a card for you. What is your name again? Come back. Oh, let me put the question up. Hope you don't mind. Okay. And I was working on the closed captions, and I found out I can do it on a live video, but I have to go into the YouTube studio, and I was having trouble getting in there, so I just jumped on this platform. Is another platform that doesn't offer that I know of, so I'm really sorry about that. I am still working on the closed captioning, okay? So I have to get somebody to help me, but I found out how to do it only on live videos. So I thought I would do it today, but then I can't get on that platform. So please forgive me once again. Okay, Trudy. Is Trudy going to have any biological grandchildren? I'm getting a yes. I feel like your son and his wife, I get a yes. I feel baby beings around, and that's not a big yes, but it's a most likely yes. And I feel like physically they can. And I see a little boy around, because you can usually see the baby beings around. I see a boy wanting to come in. I also feel like there's something about a mother, your mother on the other side, mother energy. Yeah, there's because family groups usually stay together, they reincarnate as a group. So you may have a relative wanting to come back in through one of from your mother's side. There's a male on the father. There's beings wanting to come. So those beings want to have a body. They want to come back into this family group. So I think it's looking hopeful. Okay. Hi, David. I'll send you some healing later today after I do this. And this class is already closed, is on Monday. I think it's either at 10 or 12. I'll have to double check. But I do have a past life regression class that's going to be awesome, where you're going to experience and learn how to regress yourself. So watch my past life, who were you in a past life video? And then I hope you sign up for the class. It's not very expensive. It's only like $44, which is an amazing price. And I was taught by somebody who trained with Dolores Cannon. And so I know how to do those, and I'm going to show people how to do it. And then Christmas on the 6th of that's November 22nd. So it's coming up pretty quick. And then Christmas, December 6th, I'm going to have a Manifesting and Healing with the Angels class. So I've worked with angels for years, and they're amazing to work with. And you can work with them too, simply by calling them in and listening to them. But you might really like this class. It's going to be really cool. Okay, those are on my website, sibylharmony.com. Okay, I want to go back to, somebody had a question about, the SNAP. Okay. Maybe they could buy it a gift for you for Christmas. She wishes she could afford my fees. They won't even let you get a class. Her children have control her funds. So, all right. All right. I wanted to answer that question about SNAP benefits. Let's look at, will SNAP benefits, I feel like the judge is going to rule that they have to release the funds on SNAP benefits. Now, in the long term, this regime is going to try to damage SNAP, because that's what they like to do, is hurt working people and regular people and hog up all the money. They want the Gilded Age. But let's look at, will SNAP funds, I think the judge said they have to make a decision by Monday of how they're going to fund the SNAP program. So I don't think, let's ask, will they appeal that decision? Will this regime, Kankles and his, it's really Russ Vought, and Stephen Miller that are running the government, and a couple, billionaires behind that. But it's really those guys. And Kankles just he agrees with them. They do dastardly things, which he likes. And so he's just mostly focused on, building, $3 million ballrooms or $350 million ballrooms, or making or putting gold and decorating the Kennedy. So he can't really, that China trip was a disaster. Yeah, did all those tariffs. cost us all a bunch of money and stress, and then ended up right back a little bit worse than we were to start with 6 months ago. And, you know, so he creates a problem, and then he comes in and says, it's amazing, I fixed it. After it, here, 42 million are waiting for SNAP. 42 million people are waiting for SNAP benefits now. I have faith in the American people. I just, I don't trust this regime at all. I think they would rather that we all go away. If that means we die or starve, they could care, that they'd be fine with that. Sorry to say that, but we need to wake up to reality here. But most people are good people, the judges and even Congress, the Senate is starting to vote against the tariffs. Like, yeah, you could have done that 6 months ago and avoided all these problems, but of course, how could they do that? All right, let's look at 42 million people are waiting for SNAP benefits now. Yeah, I just want to pray. I want to say a prayer that all people have a safe place to live, good food, good water, and are treated with dignity and respect. Pray that all animals have a safe place to live, good food and water, and are treated with dignity and respect. And that's where we're going as a world. I feel like this shutdown and this, what he's doing now, is the straw that breaks the camel's back. We've already crossed that with a lot of people, but this will be, a lot of people aren't paying attention to politics, but when you don't have food, it's kind of hard to ignore it. Sorry to say, and I don't agree with this happening at all, but at least people are going to start to wake up to what's going on in our country. You're already awake. You've been watching this for months, probably. But let's ask, are they going to appeal the judge? Yeah, of course. They're going to appeal the ruling. I dropped my card. Yeah, they're going to appeal the ruling. Will the judge insist, will the legal system insist that they pay the SNAP benefits? Let me shuffle the cards a little better. Will the judge insist that will they pay the SNAP benefits? I feel like she's going to rule in favor of the people. Yeah, she is. Yeah, they're stealing from the American people. This is our money, our taxpayer money. Yeah, and she's going to say, you better do it pretty quick. Because at first, they're trying to figure it out or con something. Yeah, she's going to say, you better do it and you better do it quick. So there may be a payout. Or at least there's, let's ask, are they going to follow the court order to pay out the SNAP benefits? Are they going to follow the court order? Yeah, they are. He'll probably say something like, that's what I was doing all along. Yeah, it's, okay, I was saying at the beginning of the program, you can donate $20 to a food bank and they'll buy a whole pallet of food. I have food in my car when I see a hungry family, which I have seen a couple in the last month or two, in front of a grocery store begging for food. I usually just give them food right there. But your dollar will go further if you donate to the food bank. Okay. And I have faith in the American people that we're going to show up for each other. I'm sorry if people are suffering. This is unconscionable. But this is also waking us up. This is Trump's America. This is where we are. You voted for, not you, but, well, or he cheated. People support him and the Republicans. Well, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea. You think? Okay. Yeah, she's saying, this lady's saying, I think Erica Kirk wants to be the first lady. Yeah. Um, okay. Let's see. What is this? Hakeem Jeffries said there are 5 billion set aside for emergency purpose. This is definitely emergency situation. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the funds will be dispersed, but they may try to wreck it later, but he may not be around to wreck it later. So we have to stay on this. Yeah, that's a big question. Well, the Dems, I feel like they may cave somewhat just to get it open. Let's ask, if the government going to be open in November? I went out and voted. Go out and vote. If you live in Virginia, New Jersey, New York, California, yes on 50. I also voted yes on I, funding our schools. Yeah, and God bless the people who, some lady says her coworker bought bags of food. Yeah, for people. God bless you. Will the Dems cave? Well, let's look at I think they might have to, because they're not in the majority. Obviously they've made a point, okay? But now there's nobody even there to cave to. Yeah, I want to answer this question. Let me put that up. Let's just look. I'll answer your question in a minute, Elaine. Okay. Will the shutdown end in November? Will the government shutdown end in November? Let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to do a healing at the end of this video. So I hope you stick around to the end. Okay. So this is the government, how it usually runs. I'm not doing reverse cards now. And this is a yes to opening. Well, I see a lot of stress and worry. Is this a yes? So they're opening up certain programs. When the Thanksgiving flights start happening, that's going to be a big issue. So let me ask, are they going to open up certain programs? Is the government going to open in November? I feel like more than a yes than a no. I'm still hopeful more than a yes, more of a yes than a no. Not right away. They're not opening it right now. They just had a party in Mar-a-Lago celebrating what they're doing. So they're not ready yet. Huh. Okay. Um, I've been dizzy a lot of bicep pain. I don't sleep. Is it my heart or anxiety? I'm 66 years old. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, so you should, if you're having those issues, you should, I have to be responsible and say that you need to get checked by a doctor. I can't diagnose things on a YouTube channel. Having said that, I know I have a lot of clients that have these issues because of their everything that's going on, and the energy is shifting now, and it's been shifting. And so they have these symptoms and they go to the doctors and the doctor can't find anything. Because if you're sensitive and empathic, you're feeling what's going on in the world. So we're going to do a healing at the end of this video to help reduce anxiety and stress. Okay. So to lower, I don't know if you have high blood pressure, probably a little bit. It looks like a little bit. So at least now, maybe you're not diagnosed that way, but it looks like you have some blood pressure issues. So some of the things that I've found that really help with this, well, is an energy healing, doing breathing exercises. So watch my video, Healing with Your Breath, because simply by taking 7 deep, relaxing breaths and holding it and then exhale through your nose, you can start to release anxiety. You can also do pressure points, which you can look up on YouTube on people who do acupressure for anxiety. So pinching each one of your fingers for a couple minutes can help to reduce anxiety. So I would do deep breathing and do this while you're waiting for your doctor appointment. Another thing that helps is going for walks, maybe not big walks if you're not used to it. And if you're older, you need to be careful of falling, of course. But also you want to do muscle toning, particularly your calf muscles, because your calves are your second heart. So muscle toning or those types of, you can exercise in your bedroom. You can do some push-ups or whatever you can to get your circulation going. And depending on what area you live in, if you can, weather permitting, get out and get some sunshine or watch a sunset, that will also help. So breathing exercises, doing your acupressure points, and we'll do a healing to release anxiety. Okay. So yeah, this is energy healing. Somebody's saying, yeah, we'll do energy healing here. And really what a lot of us are dealing with now is letting go of fear. And so you may be having awakening symptoms, which can be very physical, which have to do with digestion, body aches and pains, sleep, having trouble sleeping. So we're shifting our energy from a heavier time to a lighter vibration. And people feel that in their bodies. It can make you feel dizzy. It can, like I mentioned, the other physical symptoms you could be having. So a lot of times people go to I've had people go to the emergency room and I said, there's nothing wrong with me. Well, I wish you'd have called me first, but okay, so know that we're having ascension symptoms, plus all the stress of all this stuff that's going on here. Okay. So those are some of the things that you can do. And then we'll do the energy healing, like I said. Okay. Um, Drinking tea. Face pink, drinking tea. Popcorn, yellow, strip, smile fish. Or I don't know what that means. I wouldn't eat popcorn unless you're popping it yourself, because you can get popcorn lung if the oils they're using are not good. Okay. I use clary sage oil for stress. Yeah, essential oils and crystals are wonderful for stress, especially for women. Yeah, that would be hormonal stress. Clary sage is wonderful. I have black tourmaline. I do meditation and breathing exercises. I do yoga. I do qigong. I do muscle tone. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. I do a lot because I'm working with a lot of people, and so I really need to be on top of that. But yeah, clary sage, lavender oil. You want to get a good clean oil, not something that's cut with like motor oil or something. But when you inhale an essential oil, there are little particles that go in your nose and up to your brain that actually create calming. Yeah, magnesium and potassium intake. Like, get that checked with a doctor. I like, I can't recommend any brands here. Sometimes, if you get a cheap brand, it's like not really helpful. But you can tell if you get a good magnesium, potassium. I like it when it comes in powder, and mix it in my morning chia seed smoothie. And it just like, so a lot of times when you're super psychic and sensitive, your potassium levels will become depleted. And if you are taking blood pressure medication, sometimes or other medications, it can deplete your magnesium and potassium, which is sometimes what you really need. Now, don't go getting off your medication, because I said that. It's just that you may need to get your magnesium and potassium levels checked, or ask your doctor if you can try a little. Now, doctors aren't usually, they get about 12 hours of nutrition. So I would ask a healthcare provider, an herbalist, or something. You can buy this stuff over the counter, or you can eat magnesium and potassium foods like pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, if you have a kid's pumpkin around, don't throw it out. Scoop out the seeds, wash them off, toast them in your oven, and I like them raw, actually. They're high in, I believe, potassium, and they're high in magnesium. And so that's a wonderful way to supplement your potassium and magnesium, which you need to reduce anxiety. Okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, so let's see if we have any other questions here. There was some. I can't tell how many people. How do you tell how many people are here? I don't know that that matters. We don't need to be counting. I'm glad that each and every one of you are here. And the healing will work for those who are watching on rebroadcast. Where'd you go? See, comments. Okay. Um, yes, black tourmaline is great for protection. Yeah. Also citrine. Oh, chickpeas and bananas. Okay. And the cheapest thing you can do, if you can't afford to get out and buy that stuff now, is your breath. It's free. We'll do a little breathing when we start our healing, okay? Your breath is 99 on live. Thank you. Appreciate that. How can I raise my vibration for our home? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be teaching that in the angel class a lot more. But there are things that you can do. When you've been stressed and worried, or there's arguing or illness in a house, your house needs a clearing. You can burn a little sage, open the windows, let the light in, ring a bell, play pretty music, clap your hands will clear the energy. Clapping is clearing energy, especially if you have all these things are really about your intention. So clapping your hands, let the light in, play beautiful music, sing. Also, I like, especially during the holidays, cooking wonderful foods, good smelling foods. Sometimes, even on an electric stove, I'll sprinkle a little cinnamon so that smell of cinnamon would be in the house. There are many wonderful incenses you can use. So, what you want to clear the energy, you want it to be clean and organized. So, get rid of some junk, clean stuff up. That's first. And then bring in the good energy with light, music, incense, essential oils. And because when you're arguing, there's shards of energy that, even if someone lived there before you and they were arguing, there's these shards of energy that fly around, like these negative energies that get stuck in the walls and in the furniture, believe it or not. And so if you're sick, there can be heavy, lower energies there, or even could be a haunting. Could be. So in that case, you want to do a sage, open every window, and or at least at one window, and then start in the middle, light your sage, be very careful with fire, don't leave it unattended, don't drop little bits on the floor. And just say, Archangel Michael, who's a wonderful one that is a space clearer, clear away any negativity and fear. And you have to do every room, every closet, if it's bad, you have to do every nook and cranny. First, get it cleaned up and organized, okay? Yeah, do be careful. Do not start a fire, okay? One time I was dealing with a family member who had a poltergeist that was particularly nasty. And I went to sage your house and I almost burned the house down. So you have to be really careful when you're dealing with fire. And also with negative energies, maybe get a clergy person if you can. But sometimes, somebody needs to do something about this. Sometimes you're the somebody, okay? And so sometimes a house has so much negativity, you have to sage it every week because it's just, cleanse your crystals, put your crystals out in the sun. My son was wrongly accused of something not true. Do you see it being dismissed? What's his name? I'm going to put this question up. Starlight. I don't know if that's your real name. Oh, that's a great name. Kingsley. I love that name. Let's ask, will Kingsley, what's going on with Kingsley? I just feel like he's having some explaining to do. I don't feel like it was him. He's going to go through a period where he feels stuck or like he can't really free himself. And he didn't do anything to deserve this, but sometimes energy just, like, I feel like this energy comes along and it goes whap, and then he's from the left to the right. Something happens, that lays down, okay, here's what the energy is. And then he's going, well, I didn't do it. But I do feel like he will be exonerated and everything will be okay. But there's something that he's going through. I would definitely pray for him. Let's say a prayer for Kingsley. Okay. Where's that question I wanted to show? Do I see positive news coming in the near future? So look at this. That No Kings Parade, I didn't register. Lots of people went and didn't register. Lots of people were afraid to register. And lots of people supported them but couldn't go because they were working or had other plans or whatever. I feel like there was twice the amount of people there were saying that were there. And I feel like it made a big difference. The Senate has cracks. You have Marjorie Taylor Greene, you have Massey, you have people starting to speak out against this guy. And watch these races that come up Tuesday. How we've been winning, and watch these races. Thank you for prayers for Kingsley. Yeah. So you can change the outcome of my reading if there's enough prayers for him. Okay. And whatever he's going through, he's going to learn something and become better for it. Because everything that we go through here in the physical world is here to teach us something. And when we make it through, like what we're going through now, we come out better, stronger, wiser. Okay. So I'm sorry to say, I wish he wasn't going through something, but why did I get approved for my, or will I get approved? Okay. Let me see if I can look at that in a minute. So the positive news is that we are making a difference. There are cracks. And even, what's his name, Kankel said, yeah, I can't run. He knows he can't. He just likes to say that to terrorize people and make them think that maybe a year ago he thought he still had the energy. He knows he can't run again. He's just not up for that. He's not even up for it now. So there is good news. And you can see it physically. People speaking up, the elections that we're winning. We have to keep fighting and pushing back. But the world is going to a better place. I feel like this will happen again, not in our lifetime. But this is like the first one. There's another one coming up where we're going to stand up and fight for all people in the world. Now we're fighting for American democracy. But there is good news to come. Okay. Your part is to do what you can physically, voting, donating, social media, like and subscribe to my video. Being kind to people, helping your neighbors, saying compliments, saying prayers, whatever you can do. That's your part. And then energetically, raise your vibration. We have to get out of the fear and the stress. They want to break us, and we cannot let that happen. Okay? So that's and we're not. We're going to do this. Okay? No Kings held 20. What? No Kings held in 2,700 locations, over 7 million people were at. There was more than that. I was there. I wasn't registered. A lot of people were driving by, honking their horns, waving. There were people who weren't even there that were supporting us. So it's not, we made a big difference. Okay. Yes, Kingsley will learn from this. Yeah. We're all praying for Kingsley. Will we be able to keep affordable health insurance? Who? What state are you in? I think we're headed towards when we get it, universal health care. Like all developed countries that care about people. And here we are, the richest country in the world, and we still can't, because I'm in California, I'm being taken care of, and I have Medicare. So, I mean, mine went up like $20. That's not, But then they also raised my Social Security, so a little bit, But will so will like it depends on what state, what your governor's doing. Gavin Newsom is taking care of his people. He's doing stuff. Before this, I wasn't. I was like thrilled with him. I'd be like, yeah, okay. Um, Kamala Harris did a lot when she was the Attorney General. Yeah, she locked up people who were smoking pot, but it was against the law back then. I don't feel like she'd do that now because it's not illegal here now. But she did a lot to help foster children, and I mean, she did a lot to keep our cities and our state safe. And Gavin Newsom is now, I like him even better because he's really standing up. But if your governor is not going to stand up for you, that's why we got to win these local and statewide elections. Obamacare affordable? What? Oh, will Obamacare be affordable? So if we're asking, will the Dems cave on, will the big beautiful bill go through that's raising the rates? Let's ask that. Some of these questions are not knowable and they change. That's the problem with this. So we have to keep setting the energy at what we want and speaking out and fighting back and keeping our own vibration up. We have to keep our own morale up. Okay? So but let's say, will we be able to keep affordable health care insurance? Will the big ugly bill go through? Will the big ugly bill go through? I don't know. I feel like we're going to have something better. They're in a fight right now. And I feel like Hakeem will make some kind of concession or offer to open the government. Like, I feel like I see him up there saying, I'll give you this and I'll give you that. Like he's going to make a deal. He knows they're not in the majority. But that could change in 2026 and 2028. Let's ask, are we ever going to have universal health care? When will the government open back up? We looked at that. We're looking at possibly November. I'm thinking it could. I don't think anybody knows that right now. I don't think they even know that. Some people feel like this will stay closed and this will destroy the Republican Party. So I'm hoping I have a small percent chance. Looks like it'll open in November. Okay. Okay. So will we have universal health care in America? Will we have universal health care? You got to vote for the people that want universal health care. And don't listen to the mainstream media when they say, oh, we can't afford it. They can afford to give $40 billion to Argentina and build big ballrooms and get tax breaks. So that's a lie that we can't afford it. Okay? So we need to stop, oh, we need affordable whining for crumbs. We need to vote for people and don't listen to oh, they're a socialist. That's why, a lot of people didn't win. The progressive didn't win. We wouldn't be in this mess now because I lost my Medicaid due to serious accident, but I'm recovering it now. Thank you. Praying for that we have affordable health care insurance. Will we have affordable universal health care in America? 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to do 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's cheaper. It's actually cheaper. There's no reason why we can't have it. Because now we have people that wait and go to the emergency rooms. And when will we have it? When the people stand up and say, this is what we want, and they stop listening to corporate media saying, oh, we can't afford it, which is ridiculously a lie. Treachery. This is treacherous. We have to stop believing the lies. When we stand up and say, no more, we're not voting for you, then we can have it. But this is right now, Yes. There is some type of universal health care coming, returning us to a kinder and gentler time. In Canada, when you're sick, if you go to the hospital, you have an accident or an illness, you know what your bill is when you come out? Nothing. You know what your bill is in America when you come out? Bankruptcy from cancer. Any one of us could get cancer, accident, break our back, anything. We're all at their mercy. You think you got savings or a little policy, whatever. We have to wake up. I'm sorry to scare people, but you have to wake it up. Sorry. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, okay? Yeah. The subsidies are about to expire. Okay. But that's why we're fighting. We may have to make some agreement until we get back in power, but I do believe we are winning. It's my last one. Are the Dems going to win the House in 2026? Are the Dems going to win in 2026 the House? Oh, it's going to be a fight. Woo. We have to fight. Are the Dems going to win the Congress? I mean, not the Congress. The Senate in 2026. The Dems going to win the Senate. I'm going to ask that again for the House because I don't believe I was not tuned in correctly. So are the Dems going to win the Senate, the majority in the Senate in 2026? Yeah. The good message. Bingo. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. They're putting out yeah, yes and yes. Okay. Are the Dems going to win the House in 2026? Are the Dems going to win? It's only a year away. I know that seems like a long time, but are the Dems going to win the House in 2026? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there goes Mikey. I just saw him fall down. Ooh, ooh. This is some heavy stuff. We're going through some big stuff here. The death of the old and the holding prisoner or being stuck. We got a fight on our hands. The decision, what are the people going to decide? We have to start campaigning now, sharing with people, not getting into arguments with people who are just pig-headed. Sorry to say that. Stubborn. Okay. I shouldn't use bad language. The decision. Come on. Going to something better. We might win by a little bit. Everything counts. Okay? Everything counts. Are the Dems going to win the presidency in 2028? Are the Dems going to win the presidency? Yeah, when will he be out of office? Good question. He will be out. I don't know when. And I've explained this in other videos that he is not meant to be, he's a disruptor. He came in to destroy it. Okay? So he will, wait, where'd you go? He will not stay in office because of his health. He'll be impeached. I don't think they're going to do the 25th Amendment, but he will not. I feel like it'll either be an impeachment or I just don't see him there at the end of his term. Let's ask, will the Dems win the presidency in 2028? Could be Kamala or Newsom. Will the Dems win the I feel like they both throw their hat in. I didn't think Kamala would, but now I think she will. Will the Dems win the presidency in 2028? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. It's a woman. I feel like it could be Kamala. Wow. Okay, so we got good news on the way. What'd you say, David? The single biggest cause of bankruptcy in U.S. is medical. And most people that file medical bankruptcy have health insurance. Yeah, so you don't think your health insurance is saving you. We got to start thinking, about what a lot of us have been saying for a long time. All right, one more question here. Did his guest at the Halloween party have to pay? Sure. You always got to pay. Yeah. You pay with something. Oh, you ask a lot of questions. I like that you're really putting yourself out there. Will the White House be rebuilt and the Montrose Ballroom? No. Eventually it will, but I don't feel like he's going to rebuild it. He just wanted to tear it down to, he likes to destroy, make people upset. Okay, that's what I want to talk about for the healing here. Let's put up something. Don't forget the time change tonight. Yeah, okay. Thank you. This is such a great little community. And thanks for joining. Let's do a healing now. Okay. I'm going to see if I can come on more Saturdays and do this. Now, remember, I have members too on every second and fourth Saturday of the month. If you want to join members, we do a lot there. Okay. So let's do. Oh, yeah, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Goes a long way. I'm working on getting 20,000 subscribers, so I appreciate that. And I'm terrible with technology, and I'm the worst speller ever. I'm very dyslexic, but I'm a good psychic and a good healer. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Now, when this regime, these people are trying to make you exhausted, afraid, depressed. Um, we can, what, like we said, strike back physically, by protecting ourselves, but we also need to do it energetically. So we're going to do that energetically now. And what I want you to do is to understand that you have an energy field around you. Your etheric aura is about 2 or 3 feet around you in every direction. So you are energy, spirit, in a physical body, and you have whatever is in your aura in your body is determining how you feel, your health, what you have, um, and your frequency. Okay, so when a healing is letting go of energy that isn't yours, okay, and you don't need to figure it out. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know all this razzle dazzle, complicated things. We just want to understand that we are energy and we are vibration, and that in our space we can have peace and harmony. And that when things happen, either from narcissists or negative people, or hurtful events, or circumstances or feelings come and kind of clog the aura up. Let me show you here on my chalkboard, because sometimes it helps for people to have a visual. I'll show you in my book here. So here's the energy field of a person. You have energies, higher energies above you. You have a grounding cord. You have an aura. And so, see that? Okay. So when you have energy in your space, I'll show you here. So here's your aura. Here you are. Okay. It's not my handy artwork here, but say this event happens out here, this scary thing, and then you become aware of it, or you feel it, and it starts to come in here, and it makes you sad, fearful. And then it happens again, and then there's a shutdown, and then there's a war, and then there's other people doing, ICE agents doing things to people. And that starts, oh, that's making me afraid. And then it starts to come in here, and pretty soon you feel confused and exhausted, and you can't even tell, like, where am I? I'm exhausted, I'm a wreck, I'm full of fear. And these energies are intentionally infecting you, these events or people. You could say one person or him and his henchmen. We don't even need to know who it is necessarily, but we can feel into our energy, and we can protect ourselves, and we can start to clear this fear and this crap out. They might still be out there because we can't control other people, but it doesn't need to happen in our aura. It doesn't need to happen to us, because what do you have control over? Yourself and any minor children. So when you recognize that you have an energy space as a spirit. What's a super sticker? I don't even know what those are. Thank you, though. I love the visual. Okay, thank you. So let's tune in to, that's what you have control over. And the more of us that are vibrating in peace and joy and harmony in less fear, less anxiety, less. I mean, your feelings aren't wrong. Don't judge yourself if you have feelings. If you're angry, it can help you kick energy out of your space. It can also bring your vibration down because our bodies aren't meant to be sitting in a bunch of anger and rage. So if you're angry, you may need to take an action or do something or clean out your space. But if you're afraid or sad or depressed or all these things that they want you to be, it's almost like you're feeding them. When you're reacting to them energetically, not physically, whatever, you're almost like you're feeding them. They want this. It makes them bigger because they can feed off these. So I've seen heard some people doing voodoo dolls and stuff like that. Okay. I don't know how much that's going to hurt them because they love all that dark stuff. They're feeding off our misery. That's what a narcissist does. You have to stop their food source. You have to stop giving away your power. Like a martial artist will come in, move around, do a dance, jump up in the air and land on his feet and laugh. Okay? So I'm asking you to be a martial artist, kind of energetically. At least be aware that all this stuff can happen outside of your aura. It doesn't need to happen in your space, in your home, in your family, or in your community, certainly in your aura. And so we need to reclaim don't let them take your joy or your peace. Now, you could say, but they are okay, but you have to change it on an energy level before it changes on a physical level. Don't keep feeding them with misery and fear. They love that. That's what they want. Okay? When I remember I was dating or I was in a relationship, okay. There wasn't, okay. I don't want to talk about myself personally, but I had this guy that we were involved, and he used to, I put up with all kinds of crap from him, and my family and my friends were like, why do you stay with him? He's horrible. And I couldn't, I had karmic agreements with him. And when I realized that, oh, wait a minute, I don't need to do this anymore. And I started laughing and singing and having fun without him and took my joy back and said, yeah, I don't need you anymore. I started singing that song, Freebird. And he was like, what? Because he expected me to be a pathetic victim and I don't want to make fun of somebody's pain or my own pain even. But I finally got enough strength and learned that I wanted to love myself more than him or more than I hated him or whatever. So choose yourself. Choose yourself. It's like an airplane. When the oxygen mask drop, put it on yourself first, then any minor children. You have to put yourself first in this energy. It's not being selfish. Take really good care of yourself because you need your strength and your energy for all this stuff. And then when you feel like you're strong and you can engage, you can go back and get in the battle again. But let's go in. I'm just explaining it to you, but you have to experience this. So go ahead and close your eyes. And let's take 7 relaxing breaths through your nose and hold before you exhale. Just relaxing breath. And just notice how your body is feeling. And let your body relax. And kind of drop in and ground into your feet, your tailbone, and ground into the earth. And let your muscles relax. And let's call in the healing guides and the angels, and let's create a bubble or a rose. We'll use a rose or a bubble for a tool outside of your aura. And let anything that I was talking about, all these questions, all this stuff, just kind of go into that bubble. So for now, you can let go of any worries, any current stress or concern. It'll all be there when you're done with the healing or tomorrow or whenever. But for now, let's just let it go. Sometimes when you resist something, it persists. So we don't want to, sometimes we want to just be like the ocean, let the waves come in and then let it go out. Just let it go out right now and blow that rose up or that bubble up or watch it float away. And then come back to your body and just notice how is your body feeling. Just kind of say hello to your body. A lot of times we don't really connect with our body, with our spirit. We want a body, spirit, mind, body, spirit connection to be in alignment and balance. We just get up and we start answering the phone or the computer and looking at stuff and dealing with problems and trying to address daily concerns. And do we ever just drop in and thank our body and ourself? Like, wow, you've been doing a lot. Let me just drop in and say hello to you and give ourselves a little bit of comfort. Let ourselves relax. And how long have you been not home? They're saying a lot of you have not even been in your body or your aura. You've been in the past trying to deal with whatever traumas. You've been in the future trying to figure it out or, resolve it. But change happens in the moment of now. So come back to now, right now. And in this moment, in your space, is where change happens. And breathe in, all is well. In this moment, all is well. So now you're kind of grounded and you're kind of like having a relationship with yourself and your body. Let's be nice to ourselves. Certainly, maybe the world isn't sometimes, but don't do it to you. Don't be mean to you. Let yourself relax. Maybe give yourself a little hug, give yourself some love. And now let's create a rose outside of your aura and put Cankles in there or his regime. Put fear in there. Put, is it rage? Anything that's not serving you, okay? Under the rage and anger, there may be sadness. There's a reason you're angry, because you're being hurt. It's a natural response, so we don't want to judge ourselves, but we don't want to carry other people's rage or anger. You don't even need to know what it is. Anything that just feels heavy and dark, that isn't serving you from everything that's going on now in the world, let it go into that rose outside. Let that energy be outside of your space. And now a big angel, I like Archangel Michael, and he'll help you, whether you think you're good enough or know who he is or whatever. He's just a helpful guide. And he's going to come in with a big light sword and cut away any cancerous tumors, any cords of fear, any energies of lack or discord, any angst, the things that make you dizzy, the things that keep you up at night. And rage and anger will keep you up. So to resolve it, we're just going to let it go for now so we can become more neutral and bring in a better vibration. So let him move around you with his light sword. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to clear up in there. It's starting to see like maybe there could be some light coming in, because wherever he releases the energy around you, or you could use Bridget. Bridget's a female Archangel Michael. She's Irish, I believe. Wherever they release energy around you, your light can then come back. It creates an opening. So call back your light. Call back your peace. Breathe it in. And let's drop in. Imagine that you have a grounding cord, like an umbilical cord, coming out of the bottom of your aura, attached to the bottom of your spine and your feet. That's where the earth energy comes in, that heals your body. And let yourself drop in, because when you're feeling afraid or anxious, a lot of times you leave the body. And if you're not there, you can't be present with yourself. So let's ask them now to clean out that grounding cord, clean out that fear that stops you from owning your space, from being present. So awakening is being fully present, your spirit in your physical body. And then you'll be better able to deal with things. You'll feel better. You'll be healthier, healing every cell in your body. There you go. And now let's bring in the energy. Let's blow that rose up, those people, that whatever. Give them to Creator, give them to the far side of the universe, whatever. Blow it up. Let it float away. Ask the angel to take it. And now let's bring in, what would you like in your space? Yeah, you can manage your space. You can allow what you want in. Let's bring in wellness. Breathe it in, light. Breathe in that light. Well-being, calmness, joy. I feel like some of you need to dance and have fun with your body today. We need to lighten up. All this is so heavy and so scary, and that's what they want. Don't let them do that to you. You can dance to the beat of a war drum, whatever. Bring in sense of humor. When's the last time you laughed or smiled or if you smile, you might trick your body into thinking that you feel good. Yes, there are problems, but you'll be better able to deal with it now. You are free. You are divine light and energy. You are created in source, and you have the power. You are free to think and feel as you choose, not to be controlled or manipulated by whatever. May you be at peace. And so it is. Very cool. If you like that, or if you check out my other venues, we talked about the classes, the members. I don't call the members master class. I think we should call it that. Either you guys tell me, master class or sacred circle. It's only $15 a month, not very much. Wait, what is that? Yeah, inspired and empowered. Yeah, you guys can talk to each other in here. Yeah, cool. Hey, you guys are so awesome. Have an awesome day. And if you're still not feeling good, be kind and gentle to yourself. I think you're feeling better. You might be feeling amazing. So drink some water. Before you get up and drive in a car on the freeway, walk around a little bit. Make sure you're grounded, because that's a lot of high vibration energy we just dealt with. Okay? Hey, I'm sending you so much love. You guys are amazing. Thanks for joining me. Let's try this again. We'll try this again on Saturdays. Take care. Lots of love. Bye for now.